Dharavi, India's largest slum, home to over 750,000 slum dwellers, many of whom are employed in the informal economy, barely making $2 a day. Dharavi is also the most entrepreneurial slum in the world, yet many of its inhabitants are unable to break the cycle of poverty. This is where we met Geeta. Geeta is a breadwinner, and she struggles to provide for her 3 sons. Her income is unpredictable, so she has to work multiple jobs just to make ends meet. But Geeta was lucky. Lucky because she had access to information. A neighbor of hers told her where to go to find microfinancing and business tools. And this support was able to help her grow and make smarter business decisions. Geeta was able to double her income. She went from earning $2 a day to $6 a day. Look at what information could do. Unfortunately, most women in Dharavi, they're not as lucky as Geeta. They lack access to knowledge. They lack access to business resources that are necessary to enable them to break the cycle of poverty. So how can we enable and empower these women to become like Geeta? Well, this is where we come in. We provide a virtual community that connects them to the access to knowledge and business resources that are needed to double their income. Think of us like a virtual chamber of commerce that can be accessible by a simple, basic mobile phone. Our solution has the potential to impact millions. In the 9 largest cities of India, there are 30 million urban slum dwellers that have access to basic mobile phones. If we could just touch 20% of these, we could double the incomes of 6 million slum dwellers. And this is in India alone. We have no doubt that we could reach the Clinton goal of 10 million by 2022. So let me give you an example of some of the business tools that we offer. Reena, she's a pottery maker, and she wants to know how to get her goods to market. She doesn't know how. She connects to our community. Now she has access to several microfinance lenders, more access to demand, more supplies. Reena also needs to know she also needs to understand the basics of doing business. And she needs to connect to people that know how to give her access to basic business resources. So Reena turns to us because we are a virtual chamber of commerce, specifically designed to meet the needs of crowded urban spaces. Imagine if everyone like Geeta had a neighbor that told them where to go for help, how to get their goods to market. Well, we want to be that neighbor because we empower people like Geeta and Reena to grow their businesses and to help these micro businesses flourish.
Now, how do we make this actionable? We understand that as a team of 4, looking to implement virtual chamber of commerce in Dharavi, the largest slum in not just India, but all of Asia. It's not easy feat, but we are willing to make this happen because we have big, strong partnerships on our side. Ashoka is one of such partners. Who is Ashoka, you might wonder? I'll let you know. They're the godfather of social entrepreneurship. That's right. They have over 3,000 social entrepreneurs working in 70 countries. And they invest in social changes on a global scale. You know what? They are willing to accept us as part of their family. To date, we've had 3 calls with Manny, Ashoka's head of housing. We spoke with him to test our assumptions. Is what we're offering feasible? Will the locals accept this? Manny said, you know what? This is a great idea. But realistically, dealing with locals, it's going to be difficult. We said, that's all right. We're up for the challenge. We're willing to get in there and do the field work and do whatever it takes to make this a reality. Next week, we have a conversation with Nehemiah Foundation. Their sole purpose, train individuals on business tools. They realize that what we have to offer and that their goals are aligned, and they can imagine the Raleigh as the future Silicon Valley. In essence, we're creating a sea of entrepreneurs. Meet the team behind this driving initiative. We have Lali here. She's worked with India. She has experience dealing with exploited women in urban spaces. She handles our PR. Mel, with her experience in client relations, marketing, and new business relationship, she leads our pathway to new market entry. Ryan, the only guy taking one for the team. He has experience, 9 years experience in supply chain management, and that's our numbers guy. Yours truly, with my experience in systems architecture, I've implemented our user experience. Now I ask you, take a minute and pause with me. These are Gita's words. I am poor, not because I choose to, but because I am not given the opportunity to make improvement and make things better of my situation. What are we offering? Our virtual Chamber of Commerce is providing Gita and potential Gitas with the opportunity to improve their situation and move forward to financial liberation. Yes, this is a competition, but we here, we see this as not just a project, but a means to improve social change around the globe. We're here physically with you all today, but in our minds and soul, we're on the plane of India. We thank you and welcome your questions.
One question you mentioned at the beginning of your presentation, the access to information via mobile phones. I think you will face a very important challenge. Unreliability of mobile networks in India. And I assume in the principle of the slum that you mentioned, that mobile will not be there. How can you solve that?
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, we were looking at some of the numbers, regarding the mobile penetration in the slum areas, and from the research we've done, we've seen that about 63% in some of those areas. I mean, there are mobile phone users there, and our solution targets the low end. So the more robust the Nokias, the other brands that are in there, to be able to send text messages or voicemails to those phones. So they're not really relying on the internet of it, but just the connectivity and the penetration that's there right now for up-and-coming entrepreneurs.
My question was related to the cold hot issue that we have now in India, and where the government is intervening and punishing the operators of many cold hots. I think that would be a major issue in setting up project.
Well, thus far, I mean, we're ready to make our partnerships known. Ashoka was very liberal with a lot of information for us, and they do say that right now, mobile usage is still, this is their main tools of communication using the 2G. So even if we could just touch a small fraction of those entrepreneurial women, we can still make a significant impact. And I mean, over time, we look at working on the infrastructural challenges.
So once you get past the issue that Louis brought up, how do you help these people from the slum area go from making less than $2 to actually becoming an entrepreneur? And I ask this because even for people that are not making less than $2, becoming and turning into an entrepreneur is very difficult. There's an initial cost of investment that needs to be there. There's a lot of risks there. How do you help these people making less than $2 to become an entrepreneur?
Well, in Gita's example, Gita, actually, she's a real person. She was put on to Nimaya Foundation, and they provided her, well, it was a group of women, with access to small loans. She took, I think her money was about $12 or so when it broke about to the different people. She was able to start off very small, starting buying goods from the local wholesaler and selling that. Over time, she was able to pay back that small loan and then reinvest in different things. Now Gita actually wants to buy a small fridge so she could start selling cold drinks from her home. So just in those very micro little changes, she was able to gradually triple her income. So the access to our partners that offer these loans and offer guidance, simple book training advice, mentorship throughout the period of time, this is the value that helps them move from where they are now, doing the best they can with what they have, to knowing how to make smarter decisions with their money.
Is your business model connecting the market to these potential entrepreneurs, or you are more on connecting microfinance to these people?
It's connecting the market as well as the microfinance resources.
Those are offered. So those are offered through our partnerships. So Nehemiah provides access to this information through the training.
So I wonder how the insurance